I'd try a different perspective today. I've got this harness thing for the GoPro that I never use, so I thought I would kind of center it up as best I could and use it so you're not staring at my feet so much. just something different. And I realize the light back there is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we'll muddle through, I think, as I adjust. We'll get there. Okay. So day 2 of our Colombia trip to Medellin. Actually, it would be day 1. We met our friends at the airport. What was it? It was Sunday evening, right? It went by both quickly and moderately. It wasn't slow by any stretch of the imagination, but it was. It did have fast moments, and then it had moderate moments. Where time kind of went the normal pace that you would feel time should go. And then there were times when it went really fast. But we met our friends at the airport, Jose and Daniel. And as I said before, the loveliest, kindest, most thoughtful 2 guys I think I've met in a very long time. I'm friends with a bunch of kind and thoughtful people, but as new people go in the past, what, 2-3 years maybe, it was another set of some of the most kindest people I had ever met, because unfortunately my friend Brian passed away last year, and I had only known him for 3 years, and he was a wonderful, kind person. So the wonderful, kind people I've met in the past 5 years, probably pretty low. At least people that I wanted to hold on to. So these 2 guys are perfect and wonderful and fun, and they are together. They've been together for 6 years, and I think that's what Daniel said. And they are just a couple of wonderful, wonderful people. Daniel does bitters. Now, a bitter, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but as far as I'm aware and have been told, this is a little bottle of alcohol, about 40 proof, in this bottle here. It's distilled things, for lack of a better term, distilled things. In this case, it's coffee. I wrote down, actually he wrote it down, and I took a picture of what he wrote down. So this is the coffee. You can see it says bartender on there. That's his logo, and J. Bitters Lopez, that's his brand, and the bartender is the name of the business. This is coffee, and this is tea. But the coffee, I didn't get the tea flavors, but the coffee, it's got cinnamon, tonka bean, which is a sister to nutmeg, cloves, Colombian Pacific vanilla, cocoa from the Colombian Eastern Plains, nutmeg, and others. So there's a bunch of stuff. And it's one of those things where if you just put it on the tip of your tongue, the alcohol immediately dissolves. And first you're left with a little bit of a burning sensation on your tongue, and then you get coffee, because it's cocoa and it's vanilla. It's just so many wonderful, tasty flavors. And then the tea was also the same. It's got some lavender in it, I think. Tastes like tea. We gave, Daniel was really into the candy that we brought. We brought candy with us on the flight so that we would have something to munch on, because it was basically two flights that totaled 5 hours. And then we had like an hour layover in Fort Lauderdale. So it was quite a long day. So we had stuff with us just in case we got hungry on the plane. And we brought Reese's peanut butter cups, and the mini ones. And Daniel loved those. He said, I'm going to keep some of these. I'm going to eat some of them, and I'm going to keep some of them because I want to distill them down. Because one of the cocktails that he made for us at his bar was a deconstructed red velvet cake, and it had red velvet foam, and then it had like I think he told us the alcohol that was in each drink, and I'll flash a video up because his presentation It took him 20 minutes to build these drinks, and the presentation is spectacular, and he's a world-class bartender. And I'll link his Instagram below. You should go see. He's such a personality. He's such a wonderful, funny guy, and it's great. And he's just smiles, so many smiles, and such a sweet guy. And then Jose, just so warm and delightful, and he works at a restaurant. It's a restaurant slash discoteca. So they've got party music in the back, and then they've got a Mexican restaurant in the front. And by now I've flashed a dozen pictures of them all over your faces, and you know, that just shows our admiration and gratitude for being our guardian angels and down there, basically. I mean, he kept saying that they were tour guides, but they weren't. They were far more than that. Like I said, they were basically guardian angels. Took us to places that they would normally go to do things that I don't think the folks that work there saw a lot of white sore thumbs, like we were, basically. I think I mentioned the fresh produce shipping place that we visited, because he said Daniel said he wanted to give us an experience of exotic fruit, which all of the fruit down there was exotic to us, basically. We had some really cool things. He made us fruit shakes out of different fruits in the apartment that we were staying at. And then I made them the pie, which I think I talked about a little bit. That was an experience. We had to crunch up we brought the 8-inch pie plates that I showed that we were doing, and the air fryer that they bought was about 2 sizes smaller than ours, or at least one size. I know it was about 2 inches. The basket was about 2 inches shorter all the way around. So he had to crunch up the pie plate, and these are the graham crackers that we used. We picked them up in Colombia, in Medellin, in a very lovely but incredibly crowded grocery store. And that's something Daniel also wanted to point out, that that place was always super busy when it was open. And it was very small, but it was very jammed packed full of produce and everything. It's just interesting to visit other places' grocery stores. I know that sounds kind of odd if you're not thinking about it, but you go to other places and you see what produce is just there. And we went to the produce aisle, and it was just overflowing with limes and apples and just a bunch of other fruits. It was just fascinating to see, because fruits do so well down there because they don't have a winter. They may have a fall. And they may have a spring, but they do not have anything below like 65 degrees down there, it seems like. So anywho, so he does these bitters, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to incorporate them. I don't know if I want to incorporate them after. I think I do. I think I made up my mind. We'll make the coffee as we make the coffee, but we will add the bitters after I've tasted the coffee using this method, because here's our honey processed from
Darrieros.
There it is. Not
Darriers.
That's wrong too.
Darrieros.
So
Darrieros.
Tradición de un pueblo. So, a tradition in the city. Or in the, whatever they want pueblo to mean in that aspect. Could mean family. I don't know. So what we're going to do what we did yesterday. I think we're going to do about, because it's 7 grams per 100 milliliters of water. 300 milliliters would be, in math, oh my God, this is terrible. 300 milliliters would be 21 grams of coffee. So 28 grams of coffee would be 400. So we're going to do, right? I'm embarrassing myself on the internet here, people. That's what I'm doing. So I'm going to do about 28 grams. If I can squeeze it out of here, I should be able to, I hope. It's going up fairly fast. So we're going to do about 28 grams. 28 grams, great. And then I'm going to do about 400 grams of water. And we're going to let that steep for round about, well, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes. Whoop! Dagnabbit. I didn't zero my thingy. There we go. So we're going to go for about 400 grams of water. I don't do math very well. I mean, I know that we realize that and we've seen that. Still trying to agitate the bed here. Keep it agitated. Can I put 400 in this? I think I can. Yeah, it just gets really close to the top. Okay, a little bit more. Probably by about 6 grams of water or 6 milliliters of water, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna start our timer. And let's give this just a little stir. Now, yesterday we talked, it's gonna be a little hard on the paddle. Yesterday we did talk about how we ran the water down the spoon and how it didn't disrupt the coffee as much as pouring it directly onto it and getting it churned up does, and therefore making cream or crema or whatever you want to talk about. Down there they called it cream, so I'm not going to argue with them. So it is cream, and they didn't want too much, and I don't think I have a lot there. But this method is it's different than doing a French press, of course. So it's still steeping, but it passes through the bed basically one last time as everything leaves. And I don't think I've shown the consistency of these grounds, actually. I would say they're about a medium. There are some larger boulders in there, but I would say that's about a medium grind. Medium to coarse grind on that, which was great for the French press yesterday. That's probably what it's meant for. This coffee grind is for a French press. So we'll see how this handles steeping and then going through a funnel. It may clog. It may take a while for it to pass through. It's hard to say, but we will find out. So, and because the microphone is now closer to my stomach, when it growls, you're probably going to hear that really clearly. So Daniel and the J. Betters Lopez company, which basically I think right now consists of 2 people, which is Jose and Daniel, are trying to make this a business, and they want to open up their own bar, and they want to start their own factory, and they want to do these bitters. We were able to test the bitters. He described all of them. I should have filmed it. There are a lot of things in hindsight that I should have filmed. There are a lot of things that happened if it would have been done in the moment. It would have just felt inappropriate and would have taken away from the fun, basically. Because we're all about the fun. We want to have a good time, and that was the main goal, was to have fun, and we did. So I try not to take too many pictures. So, I mean, basically, they're wanting to get this going. And they said that they had a couple bars that have bought bitters from them, which is really great. So we're going to try, I'm going to put 2 drops of these bitters in the coffee after I've tasted it, after we've done this method. So we've gone for about 5 minutes here. So we're going to be down here when I do the thing, so I shouldn't have to move the camera too much. Yeah. There it goes. That's pretty great. The smell is wonderful. It's a very rich and vibrant, fruity kind of smell that I've got going on here. So that was basically, I think, the perfect ratio of coffee and water. 7 grams of ground coffee to 100 milliliters seems to produce an amazing cup of coffee. Yeah, I think yesterday I mentioned how the tour guide was all about not having like blonde or light roasts because of the caffeine content. The act of roasting coffee lowers the caffeine content but ups the flavor level. So about a medium or a medium dark, he said, was about the right flavor for him. And then you get too dark, and that's when he went on his rant about Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and how it's not coffee, it's charcoal. Which I don't disagree. I mean, they dump so much sugar in it you don't notice, but you know, it's still pretty charcoal, pretty kind of gross if you think about it. And then he talked about how studies have found darker roasts like that, because their charcoal can help cause, help with cancer, help promote cancer. So I'm not sure. He didn't list the study. That wasn't that kind of a talk. It's just something that he has understood. And I have no reason to doubt that because, I mean, charcoal, you ingest that kind of stuff and, it's carcinogens, and that makes sense. You ingest a carcinogen and it's going to potentially make you sick. So, but anyway, so we've got this wonderful cup of coffee. It is a beautiful color. It is not black, it is brown. And the smell, this is a great preparation for this coffee. Let's give it a taste. So, such a wonderful, nice fruity flavor. The coffee itself is it's delicious. It's an Arabica, I do believe. I believe that they had stated that these are Arabicas that they do on the farm. But the taste itself, the coffee is just spectacular. It's very clean. I'm going to get into weird words now. The texture, the mouthfeel, it's just very silky. And then you get this wonderful explosion of kind of like a fruit flavor. It's such a delight. It's such a wonderful thing. And I linked the Instagram of the company yesterday. I'll do that again today. We got this lovely bag from them. Here's the bag. Here's their website. Here's their Twitter. Here's their Instagram. And they actually do have a phone number there to call for business. It was just a cool place. I got sidetracked from the bitters. So this is what I want to do. I want to pour some of this coffee in my rad mug, and then I'm going to apply the bitters to it. I don't want to waste a drop. I don't want to waste a drop because it's so good. It's so tasty. But that's all right. We'll forgive ourselves. Okay, so this is the coffee bitters. Now let me show you what we do here. You add this to any alcoholic drink, or you can just add it to any drink period that you may want the flavor of coffee enhanced. So it's got a little eyedropper or a pipette. I guess some people call it a pipette. It's an interesting way to say that. But here's the bitters. It's brown, and it smells like coffee and very strong alcohol. So what I'm going to do is 1 drop. Oh, these aren't very big drops. I'm going to do 4 drops. Or 5 drops. Yeah, let's do 5 drops. Okay. It's not going to put me on my ass. I know that. It's not that bad. I can already smell it though. Okay, so give that a stir. It hasn't changed the color of the coffee. It hasn't changed the composition. It still looks the same. I've given it a little stir. I'm going to see. I'm going to see how this tastes. It definitely smells a lot different. and I hate to say it because I hate licorice, but it actually smells a little bit like Jägermeister. I did like Jägermeister for a time. I've not had Jägermeister for quite a bit. Not since the Blitz days back in like 2002. But I didn't mind doing shots of Jaeger every once in a while. But I definitely hate black licorice. Yeah, okay. So it tastes nice. It enhances the coffee flavor. It adds some vanilla and some actually it enhances the kind of cocoa flavor, cacao flavor, I guess. Yeah, no, that's lovely. He's done such a wonderful job with these bitters. I mean, it feels like you have to have some kind of degree in chemical engineering in order to develop these kind of things. And then this is the tea. This is the tea flavored one with many other flavors. It's a little bit lighter. I'm not going to add it to the coffee because coffee is not tea. Yeah, so J. Bitters Lopez. Again, I'll link his Instagram below, and we'll have pictures, and I'll show that video of the presentation of our drinks. And I wish I could remember exactly what they were. I knew one was a deconstructed red velvet cake, which you'll see immediately. Another one was a grape flavored drink. You can kind of tell because it's got small grapes on the top of it. And then the one that I drank was a pineapple and fruit infusion cocktail that had tahini on the side of it. Absolutely delicious, absolutely beautiful. Had smoke bitters in it. Oh gosh, it was just so cool. And then Matt got drunk because we hadn't eaten all day, so he got a little tipsy. Yeah, those bitters are good. There's about 5 drops in there. And what's really funny is that when the bitters themselves hit your tongue, they immediately evaporate and they kind of burn, just like any alcohol does. But then it just releases all of those, the effervescence releases all of those flavors, the vanilla, the cacao, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, just get released on your tongue simultaneously. And I think he's hoping to use this in some of the fondant when we make cherries this coming Christmas. So I mean, it's alcohol. It's not going to go bad anytime soon. So, and I'll try not to use all of it. I'll do my best. Yeah, the both of these, because it's got a little lavender in it. The tea does. So fantastic, absolutely wonderful. So tasty. The coffee itself is just absolutely wonderful. It just makes me so, ooh, and I'm getting to the bottom. So the alcohol is kind of laying on top because it hasn't been stirred in a while. So I'm getting more and more hits of the alcohol burning off as I drink on my tongue, and wow, just so many delicious flavors, including the nice fruity flavors of the coffee itself. Oh, perfect, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I really appreciate it. We'll talk some more about, maybe we'll open up a different coffee tomorrow and we'll talk more about Colombia than we do about the coffee. Because you've seen me do the other coffees. So we'll talk more about Colombia. I'll flash some more pictures. And we'll continue having a great week. It's been a good week. It's Wednesday so far. Hopefully your week has gone well and continues to do so. If not, hopefully you can find a respite that'll put you in the right frame of mind so you can be happy for a little while before you have to go back out and face whatever you have to face. Oh, let me know if you like this angle. I'll probably go back and forth. You know, if you don't like this angle, let me know. The head thing is great. I just thought I would try something different, you know? Shake it up a little bit. Coffee. It's spontaneous. Not when it takes 5 minutes to make. Bye.